Hello and welcome to this year's first edition of Monday Night Mashup. I'm Morgan Simpson.
And I'm Sophie Keyes with your weekly news update. A new opportunity for students this fall was in regards to off-campus housing.
The Hub is a very new and ultra-modern upscale apartment complex that is located in the Vista. Amenities include, among other things, an indoor gym that includes a golf simulator in the back, an indoor hot tub, tanning beds, steam room, and a yoga studio. There are also outdoor amenities such as the pool and volleyball court, which give the residents a beautiful view of Columbia. The location is only about 15 minutes walking distance from Russell House, and since the complex is new, not many students live in the area in which the Hub is located.
This past Thursday also had a visit from Saturday Night Live comedian Eddie Bryant.
I feel like some of my most fun moments have come at like 5 in the morning where we're all like so tired that we start to get loopy and then we're like, let's have a dance party, even though we're like dead from exhaustion. But at the same time, it's like super serious, super focused. It's like truly some of the best writers and best comedians in the world. So it's like very inspiring to be around like extreme, amazing professionals. I feel like I'm always learning. But it's also like super silly and real dumb.
That concludes our university news this evening. After the break, Sophie will have your local and national news update.
This is your 90.5 seconds. This is your 90.5 seconds. This is your 90.5 seconds of the news. Today is September 3rd, September 16th, September 25th. It will be mostly cloudy, partly sunny, a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms after 10 a.m. There are over 100 freshmen, over 10%. Only 82, more than 150 people were ejected from Williams-Brice Stadium. South Carolina is celebrating the 50th anniversary of the school's desegregation. A USC student is charged with filing a false police report and false swearing. Tuesday night, the City Council held a meeting to the public to discuss its controversial efforts to deal with Columbia's homeless. Harris Pastis will give his State of the University address tomorrow as he begins his 6th year as university president. The women's soccer team, the men's tennis team, the USC women's golf team, the men's soccer team, the women's equestrian team begins competition today as they take on Kansas State. A new movie is providing audience members with a different perspective of a popular British boy band. Read all about One Direction, This Is Us, as well as all of the full news and sports stories. Find exclusive videos and even more at dailygamecock.com. Jeremy Urso, 90.5 seconds of the news.
Welcome back to M&M. This is your local and national news report. In local news, many of the neighborhoods, building, and downtown establishments in Columbia are getting fresh exposure. Many of the buildings hold significance to the city's past. However, passerbys are unaware of their importance due to poor signage. Some examples include the house former President Woodrow Wilson lived as a boy, or where civil rights leaders took refuge during times when they wouldn't be admitted anywhere else. The Historic Columbia organization is giving signage at 7 historic downtown properties. The gray signs that previously stood in front of the Homes and Dance Club will be resurfaced with a new color scheme in addition to yellow and blue historic markers. Moving nationally, yesterday a 6-year-old child suffered moderate injuries while hiking in the Santa Cruz Mountains after a mountain lion attack. Santa Clara County Sheriff's Department reports none of the injuries were life-threatening. 20 deputies and officers with the California Department of Fish and Wildlife were searching the area for the animal. However, the search ended at dark. This was the first attack in 2 years and the 14th since 1986. Attacks are rare in the area, but it is a well-known mountain lion habitat. State wildlife officers have decided the lion will be killed upon capture. Today's search began at daybreak with bloodhounds being utilized to track the animals. More than 100 people lined the road in front of a high school in Detroit after a homosexual, pregnant teacher was fired. Barbara Webb had taught at Marion High School, a Catholic all-girls school, for 9 years and coached sports. Although Webb's termination letter did not give a reason for her dismissal, previous conversations with administrators pointed to a morality clause allowing dismissal over, quote, lifestyle or actions directly contradictory to the Catholic faith. The administration told Webb she could resign with health insurance benefits as long as she did not discuss what happened. Webb chose termination. Among those rallying yesterday were students, parents, alumni, and residents of the area. Bridget Johnson, a senior at the high school, said that Webb's absence was not explained to students and that teachers have told students they are forbidden to speak of the matter. That concludes our national news this evening. Morgan will have the international report in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Here's a story
Of an awkward lady.
who never really knew just what to say
And these new friends came along
to fix their problems. Hi, Teresa. Welcome back to Monday Night Mashup. This is your international news. Areas of Germany are still feeling the effects of the Chernobyl disaster nearly 700 miles and 3 decades later. 1/3 of the wild boar wandering in Saxony in eastern Germany have radioactivity levels beyond the legal limits. Eating as much as 29 pounds of the boars would only cause radioactivity exposure equivalent to that of a transatlantic plane ride. However, with wild boar meat a delicacy, it has cost the government a lot of money in game sales. Hunters are required to test the meat they collect, and those not meeting official standards must be disposed of. The government spends hundreds of thousands of euros in order to compensate the hunters with contaminated meat. In Nicaragua, a meteorite sent a boom overnight in the capital and left a crater near Managua's airport. Governor spokeswoman Rosario Murillo said the government's committee determined the meteorite came from an asteroid that was passing close to Earth. The crater left measures 78 feet in diameter with a depth of 16 feet. It has not been determined if the meteorite was ice or rock, in addition to whether or not it broke up and was burned upon impact. Specialists found it strange that no photos of the meteorite in the sky were captured. Residents said they saw it no flash in the sky, but only heard the boom of the impact. That concludes our international news this evening. Corey Drennon will have your weather after this. Stick around.
Push your bypass with the bag over your head. Push your bypass out away from the end.
Welcome back to Monday Night Mashup. I'm Corey Drennon with your weekly weather report. So kudos to those Gamecocks last week that braved it out through the rain to support our football team as we slaughtered ECU. Unfortunately, the rain is not quite over yet, but the good news is that we have a couple days of sunshine before the rain hits us again. So for tonight, you guys can expect things to cool off with temperatures in the low 70s and 0% participation, but because it is Columbia, there's going to be about 90% humidity. But for the rest of the week, for the rest of the school week, that is, expect your traditional southern weather, so with temperatures in the high 80s and the lower 90s, and again, lots of humidity. But on Saturday, things kind of take a turn for the bad, where we have a 50% chance of thunderstorms. So ladies, you might want to think about changing out those cowboy boots for rain boots. So moving on to national weather. In our Midwest, there's going to be a cold front approaching Tuesday night, which is going to cause hail, damaging winds, and a few thunderstorms or tornadoes. And then in the Northeast, there's just going to be thunderstorms, flash flooding, same in the South, high temperatures, lots of rain. It seems like the whole country is kind of this one big rainstorm this week. So moving on to international weather. Rain has been pouring in the Indian-controlled area of Kashmir and the northern and eastern areas of Pakistan. Hundreds of villages were flooded, thousands were evacuated, and there are hundreds of deaths. However, history has told us that this is normal for this kind of year, for a bunch of big floods to be in the Pakistan-Indian area. And that concludes this weekly weather update. When we come back, Olivia is going to have your sports report. Don't click away.
See, we at Capital City Sports didn't think enough people on campus knew about us, so we decided to create an awesome commercial to tell people that we mean business.
Well, how's that going for you?
Well...
All right, everybody, get into places right now. Get on the phone
Stan, your hair is the wrong way, opposite direction, flip it. Katie, why are you looking at me like that? And lights, please, lights, lights. All right, and action.
This is capital C.
All right, throw the ball.
Oh, what the?
All right, is the fan ready? Get that started. All right, and turn your heads right now.
I love sports. What's my line?
This is not how the commercial is supposed to be. No, that's not what I mean by a stand-up. You're right. Y'all must not know about me! I don't care! This looks terrible!
It's going pretty good.
Welcome back to M&M. I'm Olivia with your University Sports. Former Gamecock Jadeveon Clowney suffered a torn meniscus that required surgery during the season opener yesterday. The Houston, Texas outside linebacker left during the first half of the team's win over the Washington Redskins and did not return. Clowney had made just one tackle in the game before walking into the locker room under his own power at the end of the game. Clowney received arthroscopic surgery on his right knee this morning and is expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks. Moving back to Carolina athletics, the Gamecocks had a successful game against the East Carolina University Pirates. The 33-23 win gave head coach Steve Spurrier his 200th win as an SEC coach. It was a big game for junior Mike Davis, who had his career 8th 100-yard rushing game with a total of 101 addition to 2 touchdowns. The Gamecock defense was all over the Pirates, holding them to field goals for most of the game. Junior defensive tackle Gerald Dixon Jr. blocked a field goal at the end of the half, the first blocked field goal for the USC Gamecocks in 3 seasons. The Gamecocks will face number 6 Georgia this Saturday at 3:30. Even through the rain, the men's soccer team was able to secure a 2-0 win over Mercer yesterday evening. This win keeps the men's record perfect for the 2014 season. Senior defender Mo Kaba started the game strong with a goal from a penalty kick in the 28th minute. The second and final goal of the game came in the 27th minute of the game, 30 yards away from midfielder Curtis Turner. All Gamecock defenders remained strong and helped goalkeeper Marco Velez record his second shutout of the year. The men will face UNC Wilmington on the 12th at 7 p.m. The number 9 seeded Lady Gamecocks defeated High Point yesterday afternoon 2-0. This win brings the women's soccer team to a record of 5-1 while giving the Panthers their first loss of the season. The first goal of the game was from junior Raina Johnson, who connected with freshman Savannah McCazel in the 17th minute. Although the Lady Gamecocks had many shots on goal, the only one to hit the net did not come until the 14th minute by Chelsea Drennon. Drennon's header was the first goal of the season. This halftime score would remain for the rest of the game, with the defense allowing only 3 attempts with no shots on goal. The women take on USF next on the 12th in Tampa at 7 p.m. This concludes your sports this evening, but there will be more Monday Night Mashup after this.
This is your 90.5 seconds. This is your 90.5 seconds. This is your 90.5 seconds of the news. Today is September 3rd, September 16th, September 25th. It will be mostly cloudy, partly sunny, a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms after 10 a.m. There are over 100 freshmen, over 10%. Only 82, more than 150 people were ejected from Williams-Brice Stadium. South Carolina is celebrating the 50th anniversary of the school's desegregation. A USC student is charged with filing a false police report and false swearing. Tuesday night, the City Council held a meeting to the public to discuss its controversial efforts to deal with Columbia's homeless. Harris Pastides will give his State of the University address tomorrow as he begins his 6th year as university president. The women's soccer team, the men's tennis team, the USC women's golf team, the men's soccer team, the women's equestrian team begins competition today as they take on Kansas State. A new movie is providing audience members with a different perspective of a popular British boy band. Read all about One Direction, This Is Us, as well as all of the full news and sports stories. Find exclusive videos and even more at dailygamecock.com. Jeremy Urso, Jeremy Urso, Jeremy Urso, 90.5 seconds of the news.
So this is our first newscast for the year. How's everyone's classes going?
They're going well.
They're going.
I know all my classes, I have one in the business building, and then I have to make it all the way to Gambrell.
But how's,
And
how's the new business building, though?
Oh, it reminds me of a museum and the Apple Store, like, mixed together. It's so nice.
I think it made like top 10 for best university buildings, like
Yeah.
number 2.
I saw that on Facebook.
So
I did not know that.
thanks for watching this Monday edition of Monday Night Mashup. Be sure to follow our coverage throughout the week on our website and following us on Twitter at SGTV News 4. Have a great evening.
The City Broad Fair has tables for literally every program that you would see.
So tired that we start to get loopy, and then we're like, let's have a dance party.